So let's have a look at some factorising of expressions. These are expressions. Remember, if it said equals something, then it would be an equation. These don't, so these are expressions. So when you're looking at this one, you've got x squared plus 7x. We've got to think about what goes into x squared and what goes into 7x. This one won't involve two brackets. What goes into x squared and 7x? Just x. So it equals x. That is the common factor that goes into that part and it goes into that part. Now what do you multiply x by to get the first part? Open a bracket. X times this, remember, when you multiply that, x times this gives x squared, so it's got to be x. X times x is x squared. And then x times the next part gives 7x. Well, that's going to be plus 7. X times 7 is 7x. So that one's done. Part 2. This one, because it's got a x squared and it's got a 9x and then it's got the number on its own at the end, it's going to be a double bracket factorization question. Remember, that number times by that number, or that letter times that letter, gives x squared, so it's x and x. And the two numbers multiply together to give the 20, and they add together to give the 9. Think of two numbers that multiply to give 20. 2 times 10, but 2 plus 10 is not 9. 4 times 5, and 4 plus 5 is 9. So that works. So that one's 4, and that one's 5. And they're both positive, and it doesn't matter if you would put 5 there or 4 there. That's okay. Question 3. X squared minus 5x plus 6. So again, it's another double bracket question, because you've got the x squared, you've got the x part, and you've got the number on its own. So x times x gives us x squared. Two numbers that multiply to give 6 and add to give minus 5. Well, 2 times 3 is 6. 2 plus 3 is 5, but we want minus 5, so it means they've both got to be negative. So it's minus 2 and minus 3. Minus 2 add minus 3 is minus 5. Minus 2 times minus 3 is positive 6. 4, double brackets, x times x gives x squared. Now a number that gives minus 6 and adds to give minus 1. That's minus 1x. You just don't need to write the 1. So ignore the minuses for a second. Just think of a number that gives 6. Let's try 2 and 3 again. So 2 times 3 is 6, but because it's minus 6, it means one of them's got to be negative. So it's either going to be minus 2 and a positive 3, or a minus 3 and a positive 2. Well, when you add them together, which one of those combinations gives you minus 1? Is it minus 2 and positive 3? Well, minus 2 and positive 3 gives 1, and that's negative 1. So it's got to be the other way around. It's got to be a negative 3 and a positive 2. Okay, and you can test it. Minus 3 times 2 is minus 6, and minus 3 add 2 is minus 1. Right, last one. This is the hardest one because you've got a coefficient of x squared that is greater than 1. That just means there's a number in front of x squared. That's what coefficient is, the number in front of it. So this one is still a double bracket question. So let's put the double brackets in. And that times that gives 2x squared. So because it's a prime number, luckily there's only one combination that can give 2. It's got to be 2 times 1. So we'll put a 2x here and a single x there. 2x times x is 2x squared. Now this number times this number still gives 3, but you don't add them together to get 5 anymore, because whatever this number is, it's going to get multiplied by the 2x, so it's going to get doubled. So that means 2 of this number and 1 of this number will give 5. So let's just think of numbers again that multiply to give 3. Well, it's a prime number, so it's just got to be 1 and 3. Which one of those would you use twice to get 5? Is it going to be 1 plus 1 plus 3, or is it 3 plus 3 plus 1? Well, 3 plus 3 plus 1 is 7, not 5. 1 plus 1 plus 3 is 5. So the 1 has to go here, and the 3 has to go there. They're both positive still. And if you think about it, when you multiply that, 2x times x is 2x squared. 2x times 1 is 2x, so that 1 has been doubled, 2x. 3 times x is 3x, so the 2x plus the 3x gives the 5x, and then 3 times 1 is 3.